Good morning, this is Romel Magcalas, your subject teacher for Practical Research 2. Module 3 and 4, Kinds of Variable and Their Uses. Designing Research Useful in Daily Life. Here are the topics for Module 3. 4 types of variable. Kinds of variables. What is a variable? A variable is a characteristic of an individual or organization that can be observed and measured, and it can vary among people or organizations being studied. This is from Creswell, 2002. It comes from the root word vary or simply can change. From Bernard, 1994, defines variables as something that can take more than one value, and values can be words or numbers. The most common variables in social research are age, sex, gender, education, income, marital status, and education. Other experts define a variable as any entity that can take on different values. Simply stated, anything that can vary can be considered a variable. An attribute, on the other hand, is a specific value on a variable. For example, the variable sex has two attributes, male and female. The variable income has an attribute of 5,000 per month, 10,000 per month, 15,000 per month, and so on. Always remember that variables should have at least two attributes. Otherwise, it is a constant. The following are the 4 types of variable. Nominal variable, ordinal variable, interval variable, and last is the ratio variable. Nominal variable. Nominal variable represent categories that cannot be ordered in any particular way. Ito ang mga kategoryang hindi pwedeng pagsunod-sunurin o may fixed na kategorya o pagpipilian. Examples: sex, blood type, political affiliation, zip code, race, eye color, political party, religion, at marami pang iba. Ordinal variable. Ordinal variable represent categories that can be ordered from greatest to smallest. Ito ang mga kategoryang pwedeng pagsunod-sunurin mula malaki paliit. Examples: grade level, satisfaction rating, socioeconomic status, rank. Interval variable. Interval variable have values that lies along an evenly dispersed range of numbers. Ito ang mga kategoryang may fixed na pagitan o may range na sinusunod. Examples: employees' net worth, pH level, body temperature, SAT score. Ratio variable. Ratio variable have variables that lie along the evenly dispersed range of numbers when there is an absolute zero. It possesses the properties of the interval variable and has a clear definition of zero. Ito ang mga kategoryang pasok sa value from 0 to infinity. Pwedeng may decimal point o wala, basta pasok sa 0 and above na value. Examples: dose amount, concentration, reaction rate, flow rate, distance, pulse rate, weight, length, at marami pang iba. The following are kinds of variables. Independent variables, dependent variables, intervening variable or mediating variable, and last is the control variable. Independent variables. Independent variables, those that probably cause influence, or affect outcomes. They are invariably called treatment, manipulated, antecedent, or predictor variables. Ito ang mga maaaring maging sanhi, makaka-impluwensya, o nakaka-apekto sa mga maaaring kalabasan ng ating research. Dependent variables. Dependent variables, those that depend on the independent variables. They are the outcomes or results on the influence of the independent variable. Ito ang mga kinalabasan o mga resulta sa impluwensya o naapektuhan ng ating independent variable. Intervening variable or mediating variable. Intervening variable or mediating variable stand between the independent and the dependent variables, and they show the effects of the independent variable on the dependent variable. Ito ang nagpapakita ng epekto ng independent variables sa ating dependent variables. Here are examples showing three kinds of variables. Example research. A teacher researcher is studying the effect of cooperative learning activities towards the academic achievement in science. The independent variable here is the cooperative learning. Dependent variable is the academic achievement of a student in science. And the intervening variables is the student rate. Is the student either extrovert or introvert? Example number 2. A study on the relationship of parental support and academic performance of senior high school students in Nara National High School. The independent variable is the parental support. Dependent variable is the academic performance of the senior high school student in the Nara National High School. The intervening variables is the performance of the student, having high grades or having low grades. Control variable. Control variable, special types of independent variables that are measured in a study because they potentially influence the dependent variable. Researchers use statistical procedures to control these variables. Isang uri ng independent variable na kailangang kontrolin para makakuha ng magandang resulta sa ating research. Halimbawa, amount ng tubig na gagamitin sa pagdilig ng isang halaman, uri ng soil o lupa na gagamitin sa pagtatanim, at marami pang iba. Module 4. Designing research useful in daily life. In designing research, the researcher needs to consider the usefulness of research projects to be conducted to the community where he or she belongs, to the bigger community, the Philippines, Asia, and the world. Kailangang isaalang-alang ng researcher ang pagiging kapaki-pakinabang ng mga gagawin niyang pagsasaliksik na isasagawa sa pamayanan kung saan siya kabilang. Sa mas malaking pamayanan dito sa Pilipinas, sa Asia, at sa buong mundo. In deciding on a research topic, the researcher should see to it that the research project would be worth the planning, execution of plans, resources in time, manpower, and budget. Sa pagdedesisyon ng gagawing research, dapat tiyakin ng researcher na ang gagawin niyang pagsasaliksik ay magiging sulit sa pagpaplano, pagpapatupad ng mga plano, resources in time, manpower, at budget. Research is closely connected with development. The results or findings of studies also affect society and the lives of each one of us. Research is very vital to our everyday decision making. Ang mga resulta ng mga pag-aaral ay nakakaapekto rin sa lipunan at sa buhay ng bawat isa sa atin. Napakahalaga ng pananaliksik sa ating pang-araw-araw na paggawa ng desisyon. Kaya naman, ang pananaliksik ay konektado sa ikauunlad ng ating lipunan, pamumuhay, at pansariling kakayanan.
That's all for today. Thank you for listening.